your service.
Thank
And
you.
as she was speaking, what came to my mind is we have people writing their stories in all walks of life. She's a registered nurse. She's a veteran. We have people that are PhDs. We have people that are high school level, and even children. Like my husband always say, he always say, Lorraine, everybody has a testimony. And I switch it around and I say, everybody has a story. Same thing. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a testimony. The difference is there are some people who understand that they have a calling to actually share their story so other people
Mhm.
can be delivered from their story. There's some people that
Mhm.
are waiting for some of us to write so they can be delivered and helped. And this
Right.
4C heart, oh my God, I don't know if you can see it. The cover is magnificent. And when she was beginning to write it, and she said the 4C hearts, curls, kinks, and knots of my dry, thirsty single soul, that captured me by itself. The title had me. So I mean, it says words for seasons, journals, entries of my life story. Beautiful stories. I mean, she has some illustrations in her book, and it is absolutely, I just use the word gorgeous. The whole thing is beautiful. And you wouldn't think that there was so much in such a sweet, sensitive person as Anna. She was very coachable. So, at what point, Miss Anna, did you decide to be an author?
Man, so I've always had a desire to write, even, just as a child learning writing. I was on, the school newspaper and yearbook committee, things like that. Even in elementary school, our teacher had us write a book. And it was a book contest. And so I didn't win it, but I was inspired. Like, I was like, man, this is something that I love to do. And so just growing up, I've always had that love for writing, but just never really pursued it. And I think, honestly, what really got me here was my younger sister co-authored a book like 2, 3 years ago. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh man, my younger sister went ahead and did something that I always wanted to do. I can't let her outdo me.
Right.
So it kind of took a little sibling rivalry to get me pushed forward. And also, since I've gone through so much, I've gone through sexual assault through the military, went through uh, separation, divorce, and so I was in therapy, and writing was very therapeutic for me, and I expressed that to my therapist, and I told her, I do want to write a book. She was like, why don't you go do it? Like, you have the gift for it, do it. And so that kind of just pushed me, like, you know what, I need to do this, I'm gonna go ahead. So that was kind of my journey to getting me
Well,
here.
we know you're healed now. We're sorry for what you went through, but we're absolutely elated that you trusted us to help you with your story. There are some stories that are absolutely hard to tell. My story was very hard to tell, and
Mm-hmm.
I know when people write, they're writing from their heart, and you
Mm-hmm.
need help. So, at what point did you think that you needed a coach to help you through this process?
Yeah, so I had reached back to my sister and asked her for some resources, and you were one of them. And so I felt like, okay, this world of writing is so big, and it's just like you don't even know where to begin. Like, it's so
Mhm.
much. And so I was like, I need somebody to help me through this. And that's when I did reach out to you. And I'm so glad I did, because it made everything so easy. I didn't have to go anywhere else. Like, it was just all right there. From start to finish, you were there and you answered my questions. You were very relatable, very transparent. And I was like, wow, it just took the load off. And so, I
Mhm.
mean, you pushed me, but I appreciated it because I
Mhm.
needed that. And so, just from start, like I said, start to finish, you were there, you got me through it. And
Mhm.
just even sharing some of your testimony and sharing, some of your trials and errors of, being a self-publisher. And
Mhm.
so helping me so that I didn't have to go through that was amazing to me. Just your transparency and you were like my biggest cheerleader as well, and that's so important. I just that's the biggest thing, because like Evangelist Tiffany, I said before, you get a little frustrated, you get down, you don't want to go, and just to have you there behind the scenes pushing me forward, that was amazing, and I did appreciate that a
Well,
lot.
thank you so much. You were very coachable. It was easy with you, believe me. And something you said about, I consider us a one-stop shopping publishing company, because when you come to us, if you want to do other things, if you want to get your cover somewhere else, if you want to do editing somewhere else, you can. But if you want to go to one place and get everything, you can do that also. And that's what was frustrating for me when I was writing my book, and I had to get an editor, somebody to format, somebody to do the cover,
Mhm.
and I'm like, wow, there's got to be a better way. So thank God he created a better way. So thank
Yes.
you. Do you have any other books coming?
I do. So I actually have my second book out already. Um, it's under the same series. I don't know if you can see it very well,
Yes,
but
but
this one is My Journal Journey into Womanhood. So this one goes more into my testimony, my story, more excerpts from my journal, and just the importance of women to heal. And I wanted to read a little, just a
please.
quick excerpt out of
Mhm.
there. Just it goes over why I named my book the 4C Heart. What is the 4C heart? Is basically a condition of the heart that takes the characteristics of 4C hair. In general, 4C hair needs a lot of moisture and hydration in order to thrive. The unique characteristics of tightness, softness, proneness to breakage, and potential dryness are the same characteristics I use to describe my own heart. Just as caring for the 4C curls requires a bit of effort and patience, it's the same way we must care for the matters of the heart. Just as 4C hair requires finding curl care products with the right ingredients, so is obtaining healthy strategies and skills for the healing of the heart. Just as there are certain ingredients you should steer clear of with the 4C with the 4C hair that may strip the hair of its natural oils and make it prone to damage, we must protect and guard our hearts from things that are not life-giving. Just as a day and night routine is valuable to the care of the 4C hair, so is the same for cultivating and maintaining a healthy condition of the heart. 4C hair requires a lot of tender, loving care, but the benefits of embracing this texture is so worth it, and so are the benefits for the healing of your heart, mind, body, and soul. And so that's what encompasses my series. I do want to put out there. I do have a third book coming out that I'm working on, and that one is called Parenting from a Wound. And so it's to encourage mothers to heal so that we don't bleed out on our children. And so I'm very excited about that book as
Mm. And I'm looking forward to that book coming out as well. Thank you so much. And that explains, the titles, the 4C heart, it explains it. I mean, just like the different textures of the hair, we have different things going on in our lives. We have to do different things to take care of ourselves. So that is really beautiful. Before I add Tiffany back